YouTube. I know it's been so long since I've come on here, and I'm making it a goal of mine in 2024 to be more consistent here on my YouTube channel, because I've made a lot of awesome connections with so many of you, so many moms that are also trying to fit in their running goals with their life and kids. And I just finished a quick run with my running buddy Gunner, and I have a lot to update you on. So I figured instead of waiting for the perfect time, I would just do it now. For those of you that have been following on my Instagram or even on here, you know I've made a couple videos of me training for my first 50 miler, the JFK 50 in November. Well, it is mid-January right now, and I'm finally updating that I did not complete the 50 miler. I did not make the time cutoff for the 27th mile aid station. My body felt fine. I know I could have completed the distance, and I think that's the part that stings the most. Maybe I'll do a video going more in depth or talking more about the race itself and the build up to it and what happened at the race, but now that's the update. I just did not make the time cutoff for the mile 27 aid station. Sometimes that happens. You know, I trained for, it equaled out to about over 6 months of training, and I failed. And there are a lot of feelings and heartbreak with that, where it does kind of feel like a breakup, where running and setting a goal for yourself kind of stings a little bit more. Now that I'm 2 months away from that, I do feel like there are a lot of lessons learned, you know, things that I could have focused on more in my training to help me get to that finish line. And to be honest, I have no idea if I'm gonna go after it again. Part of me really wants me to keep pushing and finish that, since it's been a goal of mine for 7 years. And part of me just kind of wants to take a break and not train for anything. That's basically what I've been doing now. Is I took about 4 to 6 weeks off from running. And since then, I have just been doing really easy, fun, short runs with my running buddy, with the kids. That's been good. In between those runs, I did join a burn boot camp gym near me, because I realized that I'm not motivated enough myself to do as many strength training workouts as I needed to get strong and build that muscle to support me for those long miles. I've been going to burn boot camp for maybe a month now, a little over a month. I've been going about 3 to 4 times a week. I've been really loving it. I can tell I'm already getting stronger. It forces me to just get the workout done. I don't have to think about what the workout is, which was a huge barrier of mine when it came to strength workouts. Because if I have an hour of free time, with or without my kids, I'm gonna choose running over strength. It forces me to have a little fun. It forces me to do something a little bit different, which has been really good for me. I figured I'd be more consistent. I feel like I'm more of a perfectionist, where I don't have the right equipment, the right camera, the right backdrop, the right thing to say, the perfect time and place, that people won't want to watch my YouTube videos. Not necessarily why I choose to document my running journey, but definitely I want it to show real life of an average runner who has 3 kids, who works full time, and you know, really just wants to show like the relatability of us going after a goal, even as moms, as busy people, adults. And I hope I do that for you guys this year and stay consistent. This is the next day after my first video when I was going for a quick run. And I promised myself that I would finish this YouTube video and just talk a little bit more about everything. 2024, where do we begin? 2023, I had a huge goal to run my first 50-mile race. And it wasn't just that year that I had that goal. I have had that goal since 2015. I was signed up for my first 50 miler when I found out I was pregnant with my first child, and it just kept getting postponed and delayed after that. I have had 3 kids now. My youngest is 2.5 years old. I figured 2023 was my year. I wasn't pregnant. I wasn't newly postpartum. I was rehabbed. I was building my base. I felt really good. I had run multiple 50Ks before that. And like you saw in the last clip, it did not end the way I thought it would end. And I keep saying it was a failure because my goal was to get to the finish line, and I did not get to that finish line. So on paper, it is a failure. I feel like that word has a huge stigma around it, but I also am one of those people that think everything happens for a reason, and there were a lot of lessons learned on why I didn't get to that finish line. Now the good news is I was not injured. It's not like I didn't have the endurance to complete the distance, which was one thing I was happy about. I was also very happy about with the JFK 50. The first 50 miles is on the Appalachian Trail. Now I live near Charleston, South Carolina. There are no hills except for bridges around here. The trails are completely different. I trained mostly here and on my treadmill. And I'm very, very happy with myself that I got through those first 15 miles because it was almost 3,000 feet of elevation, which is something I don't get on a day-to-day basis here. The actual technicality of the trails as well. I am just very happy with myself. I met that time cutoff. There's a time cutoff at that 15-mile mark when you get off the Appalachian Trail and get onto the C&O Canal, and I made it. Now, I slowed down a lot after that mile 15 on the C&O Canal because my legs were shot after being on 15 miles on the Appalachian Trail. Now, this is something that I kind of was expecting. I did research, I watched some YouTube videos on here, but overall, I didn't realize just how much I wouldn't be able to get my legs going again. It was very hard for me to speed up. Now, I was still trucking along, but not as fast as I had to go to meet the mile 27 cutoff. My fuel was on point. Again, I felt like I could finish the whole 50 miles at mile 27. I was still feeling endurance-wise relatively good. Yeah, no injury or anything specific, and I feel like it's kind of a toss-up. I feel like when you have an injury and you're forced to stop the race, not that it's better, but I feel like it's a little bit more accepted. Like, oh yeah, you don't want to push through that certain injury, or if it was really serious, you don't want to push through, or like if you're fuel is really off and you're throwing up or something like that. I feel like those are just running worldwide a little bit more acceptable because it's like a very specific thing that happened. Whereas me just not making the time cutoff, it was kind of like anticlimactic, right? Like I just got to the aid station, I was like, oh, you can't keep going. I was very emotional because again, I had been training for about 6+ months at that point, and I thought I could do it. I really did. But here we are. We are in mid-January of 2024, and I, want to talk about DNFs. Did not finish as more like real life, you know, especially in the ultra running world. Not everyone is an elite, and not everyone gets it to the finish line. I'm trying to show the downfall of going after goals because, as we all know, even in life, even not running related, if you're going after a goal, there's a possibility that you may fail. And I feel like for some people, or even sometimes in your life, that makes you may not want to try. Oh, if I'm going to fail anyway, I just won't try. I can say that I tried really hard and I still failed. And I think that that's something that needs to be talked about. I am a running coach myself, and I know a lot of my runners that work really hard, and that finish line or PR is not always there just because of the hard work you put in. You just never know what's going to happen on that day. I don't really know exactly what I wanted to talk about or pinpoint in this video, but I did kind of want to give a rundown on what happened at the JFK 50, what it means to me, and where I'm at now. Like I said in the last clip, I am trying to focus on strength training more as I'm in my quote-unquote off season. I'm still running about 1 to 2 times a week. I'm just having fun with it, going when I want to go, not following a training plan because there's nothing right now that I am training for. And I'm still undecided on if I want to keep going after that 50-mile goal. I am just happy that you guys are here on my YouTube channel. You can expect more of these types of casual, laid-back talking videos about all things running. I'm gonna try and take more videos of my journey when I start training for something. But if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me there because I do post a lot of reels and stories. Just short form videos that show my day in the life of getting in workouts and runs, and I'm just really thankful that you're here because I love the running community so much. I'm just happy to be a part of it, and my goal is to just show real life. I'm a mom to 3 young kids, all 6 years and under. I have big running goals for myself. I'm also a running coach. I have my health mindset coaching certification, so a lot of my running coaching deals with the mindset around it as well. And I just hope that but you know, you look and you see I'm not an elite runner. I have a full-time job. I cannot dedicate all of my days to running out in the mountains, even though that would be glorious. But I am here, even with my DNF at the JFK 50 miler, to show you that things like that can happen, but there are really great things that can also happen while making running work with your life. Even if you have other priorities, there's still ways to make running work with your life and still reach your goals. Even before my JFK 50 miler, you know, I've completed 3 50Ks. I've completed over 7 marathons, almost 30 half marathons at this point. Like, those are all goals at one point that I've been able to keep going on, and PRs, and I'm really thankful just for my running journey so far, and my one DNF will not change all of this, all of my running accomplishments. So again, I'm so happy you're here. Be sure to subscribe and comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you in the next one.